All right.
Okay. Yeah. No. So when you were in college, who were some of the guys that you competed against in the Big Ten? 'Cause I know that was a tough conference.
Yeah, it was the golden era back then. Because back then there were no one and dones.
Right.
Everybody stayed in school for at least 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
And most guys left after their junior year, not even their sophomore year. Actually, we considered leaving your sophomore year really, really early.
Right.
So that being said, I played against B.J. Armstrong, Roy Marble, Ed Horton from Iowa, Les Jepson from Iowa, who had a long career in the NBA. The guys from Michigan, Glenn Rice, Lloyd Vaught, Mark Hughes, Sean Higgins, Ramil Robinson.
I think I was watching the game against Indiana. You guys was Calvert Chaney around that time?
Calvert Chaney, Calvert Chaney was there. Also, a guy by the name of Jay Edwards, who a lot of people don't know about.
Okay.
Probably one of the best shooters of all time. And then even like when we had to beat Syracuse to go to the Final Four, Derek Coleman,
right,
Billy Owens, Sherman Douglas.
Right.
The thing is, college basketball is easier now than it was back then.
Right.
It's because the good players just don't stay in college.
Right.
They opt for the pro route really early, and
right.
That's why college basketball has been watered down a great deal.
Right. Because if you get guys that pros that are competing, their senior year, you're getting guys that have 100+ Division I games under their belt, and they're playing at that age. You're kind of coming into your own and kind of getting into your prime years. That late college, early 20s.
Yeah, and that's why when you guys that are 3-4 year guys, they're ready to play when they go to the next level.
Right.
Because they've mastered the fundamentals. They've had the experience of being on the basketball court, playing against top level competition.
Right.
And they have matured mentally and emotionally.
Right.
And that's why, when you see a guy, nowadays they say, oh, well, he's been in school 3 or 4 years. Sometimes GMs shy away from those guys.
Right, I know.
What's wrong with them. But really, those are the guys that are ready to play.
Right.
As soon as you draft
them. You can plug them in and play them right away.
Yep. Yeah,
so
right away.
While you were in college, when did you feel like, could you have came out early, or when did you feel that you knew that you had a chance or to go pro and it was becoming a reality?
Right after we played against LSU. And I scored 27 points. We went down to Baton Rouge.
Was that Shaq LSU?
No, it was Chris Jackson LSU.
Okay, wow, okay. So
Shaq wasn't there yet.
Okay.
But, went down there and, I outplayed Chris Jackson.
Okay.
Even though Chris Jackson had a lot of points, he fouled out with 9 minutes to go.
Okay.
But, my coach came to me, one of the assistant coaches said, hey, there was a lot of NBA scouts in the stands. They really liked what they saw. That's when I knew,
Okay.
And then from there on, that even made me work hard.
Was that your junior year?
That was my junior year, yeah.
Okay.
The beginning of my junior year.
Okay, so it was early.
It was early, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're gonna talk about some guys you played against. Was Chris Jackson probably one of the toughest guys that you had to guard? Or just as far as scoring back then, was he one of the?
Yeah, he was number one. He was the toughest guy I've ever had to guard.
Okay.
That includes Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant,
right.
Allen Iverson, all of them. He was the toughest.
Okay.
Because he was so quick with his dribble and his moves. You couldn't see his offense coming. That's how quick he was.
Okay.
And he gets a jump on you. By the time you react, he's already in the air shooting the basketball.
Right. Okay. So we fast forward to your end of your senior year. I think you was All-American, right?
Yeah, I became All-American.
And was you Big Ten Player of the Year?
No, I wasn't Big Ten Player of the Year. I was Big Ten scoring champ.
Okay.
So I led the Big Ten in scoring. I thought I should have been Big Ten Player of the Year, but they gave it to I believe it was Steve Scheffler.
Okay.
At the time.
Okay.
But you know, it was okay with me. I knew that I was going to be a much higher draft pick than Steve Scheffler, so
Right. Yeah.
but it didn't bother
Exactly.
me that much.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I went on to be the 5th pick in the draft. Of course, you were there in New York at that time. And then I went into my rookie year with the Charlotte Hornets in 1990.
Right. Now, compared to now to back then, what was that pre-draft process like? Like, were there camps? Like, did you go, like, did you work out for a certain amount of teams because you knew that you were going to be a top pick coming in? So did you only work out for a certain number of teams? What was
Yeah,
that?
I worked out for 3 teams. The Miami Heat had the 3rd pick in the draft.
Okay.
And they had just drafted Glenn Rice the year before that.
Okay.
So they were looking for a 2-guard, but then they traded out of the pick. They traded it to Denver for more draft picks. So I went to Miami. Then I went to Charlotte.
Okay.
Of course. Then I went to Denver. Those 3 teams. I knew I was going to go to either of those 3 places.
So you had an idea, okay, that you were going to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, out of those 3 is that since you knew it was out of those 3, is Charlotte the team when you was looking back then where you wanted to go, or was Denver or Miami more appealing?
Actually, man, I wanted to go to Minnesota.
Oh wow, okay.
The pick lower than Charlotte. The reason why I wanted to go to Minnesota is because they had Pooh Richardson, who was a point guard, and I could slide right into the 2-guard position.
Right.
It was also in Big Ten country.
Okay.
You know, because University of Minnesota was in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and you know, I felt like going to Charlotte. I didn't want to compete with my friend Rex Chapman. We were the same position.
Right.
You know, so but it happened the way it was supposed to because I ended up loving being in Charlotte.
Okay.
You know, and it was great for me, a great time, and you know, eventually they traded Rex because you know I had come into my own.
Right.
But you know, it happened the way it was supposed to, man. You know, at first I was like, I don't want to go because I'm not a 2-guard. What are you gonna? I mean, I'm not a 1. I'm not a point guard. So they're gonna draft me to play me a point guard when that's not what I am. You know.
Right.
So, but you know, it happened the way it was supposed to because eventually, when Rex was traded, I moved into the 2-guard position. Muggsy Bogues moved over to the 1.
Okay.
And everything was great.
Okay. And now as a rookie, you competed in the dunk contest, right?
Yeah, I competed in the dunk contest.
Okay. Now who were some other guys in it that year and who won?
D Brown, who won it.
Oh,
Sean
was that when he did the
Yeah, he did the blind thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Sean Kemp.
Oh wow.
Rex Chapman. I don't know whether Kenny Smith was in it or not, but maybe. But those are the guys that I remember. I don't know. I don't remember anybody else. Okay. But you know, I had won the college slam dunk contest, you know, the year before that. So I went in. I was like, I probably got a chance at it. But when I got out there, man, you know, I did my dunks, but I was just so nervous. You know, when I shouldn't have been. I should just went out there and been an entertainer and done what I needed to do.
Right.
You know?
And I think I got ahead of myself. So how was that just being a rookie, being in the NBA, just that feeling, you know, guarding guys that you probably watched on TV, a dream come true? What was just that transition like into the NBA?
It was great. I did not hold anybody in awe except for Magic Johnson.
Okay.
You know, Magic Johnson, you know, I couldn't believe how big he was and, you know, how well he could handle the basketball and how well he had a command over his team. You know, Magic really impressed me out of everybody, you know, and but everybody else, I felt like, hey, you just like me, you know?
Right.
And that made my rookie transition easier. It wasn't easy.
Right.
But my mindset made it easier. Of course, I had to transition because, like I said, when I went from high school to college, it was a big discrepancy in speed and strength. Same thing when I went from college to the pros.
Right.
My first practice, I couldn't believe how fast Muggsy Bogues was.
Right.
And I'm like, I gotta up my game.
Right.
You know, but after a couple of weeks, I eventually got used to it.
Okay. And you played in an era where Mike would still dominate in the 90s. So what was that just experience like matching up with Mike, especially being from Chicago and Mike playing with the Bulls? So what was that relationship?
I relished it, man. I loved being matched up with him.
Right.
You know, because one, he's the best NBA player to ever play, and you know, I got to test my skills against his, and you know, my rookie year was the first year that he won a championship.
Okay.
So I was there. I watched. I was playing all 6 of the championships. You know, and playing against him all 6 of the championships. So, you know, he was great. Everything that you saw in The Last Dance, that's exactly what he was.
Right.
You know, ultimate competitor, skills out the wazoo. But the one thing that people don't understand, they think Michael was fancy. He's not fancy. He just mastered the fundamentals of the game.
Right.
And he's such a great athlete. It looks fancy,
right,
but it's really not.
Right.
You go back and watch him. Every time you catch the ball, he's in triple threat position. Fundamentals. Right. He jab steps. Fundamentals. Ball fake. Fundamentals. You know, go to the middle of the floor anytime you can. Fundamentals. Right. You know, and then you put on top of that his crazy competitiveness and his freakish athletic ability. You know, that's what made him the best. You know.
Right. Now, okay. Now, and I think you played, was it 12 or 13 years?
I played 15.
Oh, you played 15.
Yeah.
15. Mm-hmm. Now, out of those 15, what team do you think was the most talented team that you played on?
Probably the Seattle Supersonics. My 4th year.
Okay.
The year that we lost to Denver as the number 1 seed.
When Mutombo was holding the ball.
Yeah. That was the most talented team.
Okay.
But the best team that I played on was the Charlotte Hornets my 3rd year.
Okay.
When me, Alonzo, Larry Johnson, and Alonzo Mourning were together. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the best team. I wish I had never signed that contract in Seattle. You know.
To break it and broke the team and to break the team up.
It started breaking the team up. I wish Larry Johnson and myself and Alonzo could have played together for at least 7-8 years. You know,
right? Because that was a good nucleus, and you also that was the NBA jam team to have.
Right.
As well back then, because you had LJ and you and Alonzo, so that
right.
One of my favorite NBA jam teams.
Right. I wish we had kept that team together because we could have done some special things, you know. Right. But unfortunately, you know, it didn't happen like that. But you know. Okay. Yeah.
Now, I know, when did you get into boxing? You know, I keep up with you and we talk, and I know you've always been passionate about boxing. When did that come about?
I've been into boxing ever since I've been 8 years old. You know, when my parents used to go to work, and they used to take us to a day camp over on 83rd and Racine here in Chicago. Yeah. And they used to have boxing there. Okay. And this is the first time I learned about bullies. So I was terrified of this one kid, right? And, you know, he always used to walk around with a mean mug and everybody, mean face. And he was kind of bigger than everybody else. Right. And so the time came when we were boxing. That was the activity for the day. And I was matched up with him. And I was like, oh, my God, this guy's going to kill me. Right. You know, but then, you know, I put him on. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for broke. Right. And, man, I beat the crap out of that kid. And that's when I learned. That's when I learned about bullies. Right. You know, you hit them in the mouth once, right, they don't go away. Right. You know, and ever since then, I've had a love affair with the sport. And after I retired from basketball, I went on to have 4 professional fights myself. I still train. I think boxing is the best training anywhere. Cardio, like as cardio wise. Cardio, strength, your hand-eye coordination, your reflexes, your jumping ability. It does everything. You know, because and also it changes your mentality. Right. You know, especially when you get good and know what you're doing.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
it changes your mentality. So I wish I had trained the way that I train now during my NBA career.
Is that just more, is it more cardio and less weights?
Really not, really just body weight. But the thing is, you're just as muscular as you were when you were lifting weights, you know. But you're a lot quicker. You know, you're a lot more elusive. You become cat quick.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And your endurance is through the roof. So nobody's gonna be able to keep up with you.
Right.
You know. So, you know, I'm 52 years old. I guarantee you, if I went through a serious 2-month training camp in boxing, I could come back and still average 15, 16 points a game in the NBA.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just because it's how you feel, because body-wise.
Just because of how I feel, because of what boxing does for you.
Right.
You know. Yeah. It just puts you on a whole different level. But the thing is, you got to train like a professional fighter.
Right.
You just can't go in there. You just can't go in there and, you know, go through the motions and say, okay, I did this. No, you got to train hard, like you're getting ready to fight Mike Tyson.
Right. Okay.
You know, and once you do that, man, you got the edge on everybody.
Right. Okay. I got a couple more, and then I'll get you out of here. What when you first got in and you got your first check, or maybe later on down the line, what was your first big splurge? Something that you just bought, like when you was just like, because you had, you know, you have some money in your pocket, and you just went and got it, and probably looking back now, it's like, man, like that was just crazy for me to just go buy that.
So you live in Charlotte, you know where Independence Boulevard is.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay. So
yeah.
I went there. As soon as I got my first check, I went on it up to Independence Boulevard to the Mercedes dealership.
Yep.
Right there. I forget what that Mercedes, Beck Mercedes.
It's still there. It's still there.
Is it still there? Okay.
Place, yeah. All the cars.
So that was 29, 30 years ago. Okay.
Right.
I walked right into the showroom and said, "Give me that one." and I bought a 560 SEC Mercedes, all white with cream interior.
Okay, because I remember one time when we came to Charlotte, when you came up here for All-Star, I went to the house. I think you had like it was a red. Was it that?
I had a red one too. Yeah.
Okay,
So I bought the white one first, and then I bought the red one after that.
Right, because I remember the red one because I rode in the red when you let me ride in that one.
Right.
I remember that. Okay, cool. I guess
you
the
got
last
a good
thing,
memory.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember all. Yeah, that was a cool car.
Yeah, it was convertible and all that stuff.
Yeah. When it comes to games, did you have any rituals pre-games where you the nap thing is so debatable? I hear guys say that if they take a nap, that you know that they didn't have a game or they had to have a nap. So did you have like a pre-game ritual or meal that you stuck to throughout your career?
No, you know, and I was never one to get into like, you know, I need a nap or I need some things like this or that, you know, because those are head games.
Right.
You play with yourself, you know.
Okay.
Like everything has to be in a certain role in order for you to play well. I mean, that's nonsense, because competition is physical. It's not mental.
Right.
People don't understand that.
Right.
You know, when you go into a fight, or when you go into a basketball game, let's use the fight, for example, first. It's not about me getting in the zone, watching tapes and meditating. Can I hit you more times than you can hit me?
Right.
That's what it's about.
Right.
When you're in a basketball game, can I score more baskets than you can score against me?
Right.
That's it. So you don't need to like take a nap. Oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. You know, no. I got to go in here and I got to score more buckets than this guy.
Right.
You know, that's it.
Right.
Plain and simple.
And I think that was shown. I mean, as you see, like Mike was going out gambling and coming back, or Dennis Rodman was going out and doing this thing and coming back. And that just goes to show, I guess, mentally, those guys could do that. That they could just go on a couple hours of sleep or whatever. Because I guess, you know, maybe they were so like, I don't know if they had a ritual, but I guess mentally, you know, they were mentally tougher than when it came to the physical side, to be able to go play a game and to be out and maybe not get as much sleep as somebody that slept for 8 or 9 hours and could come out and play the same way.
Right. You know, this guy told me this joke one time. He's a boxer. He told me it was a priest and a rabbi. And the priest took the rabbi to a fight because the priest was a fight fan. Rabbi had never been to a fight. So they're sitting ringside and they see both of the fighters come in. One fighter comes in and the other fighter comes in. He kneels down and he goes like this, crosses his heart. And then the rabbi looks at the priest and says, "What does this mean when the fighter does that?" And the priest looked at the rabbi and said, "Not a damn thing if he can't fight."
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So all that stuff they do, these, bouncing the ball over here, rubbing that's nonsense.
Right.
Put the ball in the basket.
Right.
And stop him from doing it. That's all it's about.
Right. Okay. And
Yeah.
the last thing, I'll get you out of here. How I saw now you started a movement, like you said, with cardio and working out with the I follow you with the 60-40 club. How important is that? And I like the connection you made, because people are getting in shape. And I guess, is that something that you did in college? You guys did in college to get in shape?
Something that we did in college is to get ready for our season going into my junior year.
Okay.
And that's why we were so good, because we were in so much better shape than everybody else.
Right.
That we just blew you away. We could spot you an 18-point lead and still catch you because we were in a different level of condition than everybody else. Right. And that's exactly what the 60-40 workout does, because that's what we did. You sprint 60 yards, you jog 40, you touch the goal line, you turn around, you do it again. The first day you do it is 20. Then you have to go all the way up to 45. So you add 1 per day. So each day you get more condition. And then when you get to 45, you come back down the mountain. You take off 1 a day until you get back down to 20. Right. But you run faster now because you're going a shorter distance.
Right.
So we've done that. And then I also put calisthenics with it. Workout takes no more than 45 minutes.
Right.
And you come in, you work hard, you get out of there. That's what most people love about it. We start at 7:30 in the morning. Most people are gone by 8:15, and they love it.
Okay.
So on average, club members have lost about 17 pounds. Once they complete the cycle, and I lost 29.
Okay.
So because I completed the cycle, I went and it takes 50 days to do it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll make sure when I post, anybody that, has any questions or is interested about getting in shape, I'll make sure I put that 60-40 hashtag in the link.
Yeah, do that, man. Do that. We appreciate it.
Yes. Well, okay. Well, yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Kendall.
Okay, BJ.
It was a blast. I just wanted to tell everybody, if anybody want to know why we're 13, that the reason. So I appreciate it. Make sure you tell everybody hi, and I'll be talking to you.
Okay, my man.
Okay.
Take it easy, B.
All right, Kendall.